the things we know.
Of impunity that Gragas is. Speaking of Gragas, he and Mowgli having a bit of a chat.
Yeah, you say chat because I doubt anyone's going to die here, although the kidnap does come in. Score is getting pretty low, is forced to flash away. Really nice cast to get everybody out of position. Now Def going to land up into his ultimate here. He's going to stopwatch the first of the game. Shen getting really low is going to get devoured here, but he's got a stopwatch of his own. Def getting really low too, is trying to do the damage. A big knockup by Yukal in the background, is able to get that first blood over to the Gnar. The Mundo though with a double kill in the back line. In the meanwhile, though, Gnar and Yasuo defeating the backline of the enemy team. There's kind of the divers doing their work into the backlines, and now Keen and Mowgli looking to run away, as it looks like Yukal just gonna go into the bot lane and push.
As for action, ye shall receive. Here comes Smeb. He even has to play the rune kick.
Up at the top next to the turret indicator. It's been the score show in the jungle, that's for sure. But now they're looking for Kuro. There's the knockup. Super easy. 1, 2, 3. And that's that combination you're always looking for between the Gragas and the Yasuo. Just has Mata there for some help. Look at Smeb coming from behind, just threatening the dive.
Beautiful from the side of KT.
Yep. It's just another thing to put into the back of the mind. Actually, nice pull into the trouble bubble here. They're going to look to burst down the Gnar. And look at that damage from the Paddle Star.
Game number 1. But KT also makes more critical errors than our other top teams. So I'm waiting to see if Afreeca can either set up a huge outplay or see a KT mistake. Speaking of outplays.
There it is, the Devour comes in, but the two people are mixed up in it. Tucson is gonna have that stopwatch, and he gets the great help. And look at the back line. We have Keen going nuts there. Mowgli gonna help him out too. And Def all alone, trying to 1v2, is nearly able to do it, but he is gonna go down in the end, gets punished for it. And look at Keen. Nobody can take him out just yet. That ultimate is gonna finally tick out as he runs out of time, but Afreeca able to win the fight 2-0 on the ball. It was just split-second response time out of him to save Aiming's life.
So Score finds his moment, goes in. Watch what happens here. Catches him out of the air, and then during zone use, the auto spit comes out and lives through all of it with the Grey Health. Insane stuff, and that meant that Aiming could do damage. They take out Deft in the back line. That should have been a one-team fight, but just as easily as Score set it up, Tucson was there to dunk it down and deny KT opening up the game.
Yep, as the Swain, that's one of the worst feelings for you guys who play a lot of Swain. I'll hold that thought as KT looking to go for the engage in the backside. They do get Tucson with the knockup, but where's the Yasuo? No follow-up engage here from KT. They do have the Mundo, though, in a bit of a bad spot here, and the Devour comes in to save his life, just barely. Tucson once again gonna save his team from nearly instant death. We'll see if Afreeca can turn this around. They're still poking. The trouble bubble is going to land on the Gragas, but he's got his own stopwatch to get out of dodge there as another crazy fight happens on the Rift.
Afreeca playing out of the mines in the last couple of fights. Smeb will take the trouble bubble, but should be blocked by Mata.
Okay, they're going to taunt him in, and there are the mechanics of KT coming in, trying to get the Devour. He gets it again! Tucson, the perfect position. So let's take a look at the damage. Yukal on the Yasuo will pick up the win.
But with Afreeca playing out of their minds, they're going even with KT, and we know extra items for KT will make these fights even stronger. So the execution needs to continue. Mowgli tries to steal, doesn't get it.
Trying to get that Ocean Drake, and now he's going to kidnap two people. Score getting solo. They do take it out, but look at Yukal in the back line, and Def just ulting 5 members there. Kuro's still alive, but he is going to get low. Look at Aiming. Goes down to Smeb alone, and Mowgli just gets caught by everyone else. The Mundo is going to get away, but that is a one-team fight here for KT. They're still chasing the Mundo. See if this actually does work out, as it is Keen on this ridiculous pick. Yukal against Keen. Keen probably wins, but okay, I mean, he's just delaying so much time, right? He's not going to get any kills. He's not going to be able to execute himself. And meanwhile, they're looking for Smeb down here on the bottom side.
The yakety sax music sounding pretty loud, Valdez.
I can definitely hear it beginning to turn on as Spo is finally getting on the page. If they get Smeb here, that's going to be really big because eventually the Mundo will spawn. Smeb trying to do his best. Kuro actually gets low, but he does get the job done. But with that low Zoe, KT definitely thinking about going for this Baron. They're going to start it here, it looks like.
They know the Zoe cannot get there. The Tom Kent is already walking up with no Abyssal Voyage. This should be Baron KT, so hard to contest, as his ults will be up very soon.
It's going to be up to Mowgli,
He's
really.
not spotted. He is now.
They get him now. Cask is going to miss. They're trying to get the Tauntaun in. Here comes Mowgli with the big knock-up. Def taking so much damage, and he got it! Mowgli with the huge steal in the back line, and Def goes down 2. But can UCal take everyone out? He's getting extremely low. Zoe is able to show up, and here's the Mundo. Make that 2 extra kills for Afreeca after getting the Baron, and an MVP play from Mowgli will tip the scales. It doesn't look like they need it. A poke comp that has the Baron is one of the strongest moments for the composition. Smeb trying to get into his Mega Gnar form, but Score's going to get locked up here. Tornado coming forward from UCal, coming from the side though here, able to knock up 2 people there. Kuro getting solo, and Yasuo is able to take out 2 with the help of Smeb, and the rest of Afreeca is on the run here, aiming, not able to kill anyone on the back foot, and he is going to go down with 2 other members. Afreeca, though, looking for the mid lane. Take a look at Mowgli.
Gonna lose at least 1. Here it goes, Nexus start 1 down.
Yeah, Mowgli not gonna go for it, just gonna let that one fly. 1 Nexus turret is gonna go down. It looks like this
is decked out, and then some. Bloodthirster continue going in the fight. Watching their flanks here, we know that Swain is above them. Not the biggest, almost threatening of members, but if he can get to the back line with his ultimate, we know how much work Def can do.
Spotted him there with the blue trinket, so they know he's there now.
9,000. Remember, Mowgli can walk up and then, of course, rejoin very quickly with the elastic slingshot. Everyone's hearts are in their mouths. Will we be going to a game 3, or will Afreeca be able to navigate this to a victory? Score hit by the trouble bubble.
Definitely one way to think about it, but Afreeca, they're so fine to just delay. Look at that massive wave up in the top side. That's a wave big enough to take out the turret by itself. They get to sleep on a Def, and he nearly dies in the back line. Look at Mowgli trying to get onto Def, but the Stem United will keep him alive for now. And now Keen just going 1v3, aiming and choosing to go over the wall. They find Mana in the back line. They take him out, and the Mundo just does not die. All of the focus there from KT. Now they're trying to stop UCal. He's going to get the Mundo finally. Gonna dodge that tornado now, is aiming, but he finally does go down. And the fight, we predicted it would go to KT, but look at that top lane. Looks like it should go down, this inhibitor, even with the TP coming in.
He has to TP in, otherwise it could just kill the last Nexus turret. Smab goes back.
Plus the big bottom side wave. It's gonna be really hard for KT to stop both. I said Def with the TP to the top side, and the Shen with the Stand United into the bot side. See if any steal can come in. The
it's
TP.
Very late.
It's going to come in now, but it doesn't look like Score's in position. And Tom Kent with the second smite. He's going to get it, but aiming is so low. And he is going to be taken out. The kidnap here from the Zac isn't going to mean anything. Deucin just trying to save Keen's life. They get the Baron, but 2 kills do go over to KT. Make that 3. And look at the main base. The turret in the bot side goes out. And look at the Nexus.
The Winions aren't going to end the game, but Keen is walking up. He wants another inhibitor.
And you know what? I mean, look at the Nexus. It's open for now. KT, not all of them are backing. UCal still pushing. Keen, I'm not sure about this one.
He can't do it. This dodge field also is stopping him. Keen, this is just a mistake.
Okay, definitely a moment.
So remember, he doesn't have any allies. That's why they're trying to do it. He was trying to delay. He gets 2 people. The minions are still going. Can they end the game? 15 seconds till anyone respawns from Afreeca.
Doesn't look like they have a big enough minion wave. It's just that.
Shen with Baron, a lot stronger than without Baron, but he's just slowly trying to ensure that the top lane minion wave is going to end the game against the side of KT. Taking deep breaths here, Mata, slowly but surely trying to push up grouped minions. He's not going to be able to push them quickly, but it's going to be a big grouping, so it's going to be a very strong push when those minions come forward. KT finally able to play multiple lanes at this point in the game. For once, if they do get a 5v5, the minions aren't going to force them to recall.
Some attack pings coming in here, probably from Smeb or Score, trying to lead their team down on the bottom side. They have the big push happening here. And it looks like they will just take the inhibitor. That's what I was talking about. Afreeca, they just don't want to fight, right? They don't feel like they can without significant poke. So how can they avoid a fight for that long? The question is, or rather the answer.
They're willing to be just a little bit more patient.
Yep. They're just waiting on it, waiting for that big moment. You know, they have 2 inhibitors down compared to 0, but look at this, the rotations here from Afreeca trying to get on top of Smeb, and wow, the damage coming out of Kuro now. The Stand United onto him, but they're gonna pop his CA. Coming from behind here is UCal and Deft, but it's 3v5 right now. Smeb is gonna go down, and all of a sudden this fight is going one way. That's toward Afreeca, but Deft in the back line is gonna be slapped. UCal trying to go 1v4. We'll see if he can do it. He's gonna get on top of aiming, flashes forward, the big devour.
How many can get?
Both of them go down. He's still got his GA. Keen's super tanky, but that's a double kill already for UCal. And it doesn't look like anyone else from Afreeca can stop them as KT finally get that team fight. It was looking good for Afreeca, but KT gonna win it in a big way.
Daddy UCal's gonna win this game for them. No one can take him. Send 2, send 3, find 6. You won't beat him. They're looking to close it here, KT.
Yasuo just way too far ahead. Even gonna knock up the Mundo and look for another kill here. But you can tell that Keen and Mowgli just trying to delay this one. Doesn't look like it's gonna happen. The double taunts coming on in. KT still thinking about a fight. All this CC and UCal, he's finally had enough. He is gonna turn onto Keen and onto Mowgli, and that's gonna do it. The fans finally realize it. As Papa Smithy has 30 seconds ago, this is going to go over to KT, and we will have a game number 3 onto the Rift.
Every game, baby, we're going 3. This will be the 5th in a row. We're going to game number 3, and with KT and Afreeca, with plenty of beef regionally from Rift rivals, everyone said it should be KT in the final game.